I don't want to thank special people that came, like May Flexer, people like our representatives, Danny Rivero. Nice to see you again, Your Highness. I've been calling him that since he was mayor. He's never corrected me once otherwise. Gary, we love your morning show. Like, he always dresses in a tie. He's always so professional, chipper, and invited so many guests on his radio station because he makes Northeast Connecticut a better place by his radio show. He's touched everybody in Northeast Connecticut in so many ways, sometimes inappropriately. He's brought us so much happiness every day he's on the radio. And of course, we recognize his better half, Karen. Karen, in many ways, Northeast Connecticut's better because many women have told me they're so happy to wake up with Gary O in their bed in the morning, listening to the station. But I want to tell you about some of the great things you might not know about him. He's parachuted behind enemy lines, battled forest fires, saved orphans, conquered malaria, saved a woman from jumping off the Empire State Building, and once even stepped foot on the moon. Oh, I'm sorry, that's next week's speech. Gary does remind me of several celebrity men, well known. One like Brad Pitt, when Karen married him. The other one's kind of like Groucho Marx. When Gary was young, he grew up in Rhode Island. He used to play spin the bottle on weekends at parties with his friends. And so when he spun the bottle to a girl, there were two choices. You could get a kiss or get a dime. This was the way Gary bought his first car when he was 16. A lot of you guys know that I'm an anti-bully activist. That's how I got started in martial arts. I got bullied and beat up. And I asked Gary one time, I said, you ever have that experience in school? He goes, one time someone called him a sissy. I said, well, what happened? What'd you do? He goes, I hit that person with my purse. When Gary first moved here, he wasn't sure he was going to be around because, like we said, he's been to so many jobs. And he lived in a hotel. And this is one of the stories that happened. One night, there was a girl knocking on the door all night long. He finally let her out. Gary has been coming to the gym for several years, doing a lot of training. He's got in good shape. Doesn't he look fabulous? He looks good. When he first came to the gym, he came with Shayna. And so they used to get these friendly competitions because, in friendly competitions, everybody wins. So he said one day, he goes, Shayna, let's have a push-up contest. She won. One day he asked me, he goes, hey, teach me how to do the splits. And I said to him, how flexible are you? He goes, well, I can make it here any day except Tuesday. I always looked up to Gary O because he's such a celebrity in the community. And remember, Gary, I told you I thought you were really cool. I lied. And for years, I tried to teach Gary karate. I said, Gary, come on, do some karate. Do some karate. I teach you some punches and kicks. It's really good exercise. We hit the bag. And wanted to give him a nickname. He goes, a lot of your students get nicknames when they do something very unique. I got a guy that jumps really high. I call him Airborne. I got a guy that's got a really hard side kick. I call him Stinger. And so Gary says, give me a nickname. I said, okay, I've seen you do your training. We're going to call you Canvasback. So he sees me hitting the bag and sparring. He goes, I don't want to spar. So I taught him, he threw a left cross. He threw a right cross. And then I had to call the red cross. His best punch in karate is the rabbit punch. Till I made him stop fighting rabbits. I heard him say to someone, he goes, yeah, come to Midtown Fitness. He's one of the biggest fans of the gym. I want to thank you for that. Been very supportive all these years. 25 years later, we're still around. And I heard someone say to someone, he goes, well, I say I pay $30 a month. I spent over $300. I haven't lost a pound. Gary, you got to show up. So Karen said, take it easy on him. He needs to relieve stress. I said, okay. I said, buns of steel. She goes, anything's better than those buns of cinnamon. And then we can't say Gary O without saying Karen O, because two peas in the pod, two people work together. They brought so much synergy to this area. Without them, how different would we be? How different would Northeast Connecticut be? Gary has been in love with the same woman about 30 years. And if Karen finds out, you're in trouble. When he first courted Karen, he used to take her on all these fancy outings, took her to see a Red Sox game. Of course, they didn't have much money, we all start out, we're pinching pennies. and he had the cheap seats. Karen told me she was so high up that they were saying she was hearing spirit messages. Once Karen told me that Gary saved her from being molested by a pervert. He went home early. One day Karen was driving the car, and she came to the radio station and said, "Gary, the car's not working." She goes, "I think there's water in the carburetor." Gary says, "Well, where's the car?" She goes, "I backed it out of the station, it's in the river." When Karen first met Gary, she said she knew he was primed for marriage because he had a pierced ear. Men with pierced ears are better prepared for marriage. They've experienced pain and bought jewelry. And you know, Karen doesn't get up with her parent. He's got to be up early in the morning. But when she first started, you know, she wanted to be a supportive wife. She got up early, and she got tired of that after a while. And so one day he got up, and you know, he used to have a hot breakfast. He wants to have a good, nutritious breakfast. And he got up, and there was a bowl of cereal. And he said, "Karen," I said, "I would like a hot breakfast." And she said, "Gary, just throw a match in it. I'm going back to bed." And Karen's just such a welcoming person. All the committees that she goes into, she's such an integral part of the development of what we have in Northeast Connecticut. And she has a kind heart. She goes to the door one day after a knock, and she says, "Who's there?" And she just got out of the shower, and she had a towel. She had a little tiny towel. She didn't have time to get the big towel. She goes, "Who's there?" "Blind man," was the answer. She goes, "Well, it can't be too bad. I have this little skimpy towel." She opens it up and goes, "Where would you like your blinds, lady?" You know, Gary's very religious. One day he was having a talk with God. He has a personal relationship. He heard God sneeze, and he didn't know what to say to him. Gary's impressive. One time, Lynn and I went out to dinner with him. He ordered the whole meal in French. We were in Jade Garden. Gary's a Corvette lover like myself. You know, we both love our Corvettes. We polish them, we shine them, we love to drive them in the summer. So one day, he and Karen, they love to go out to places for dinner. They go out to Providence. And the next day, a couple days later, he gets in the mail a speeding ticket through one of those automatic cameras. And it's got a picture of his license plate. So, the fine is $100. So Gary sends a picture, he's a wise guy, sends a picture of a $100 bill. A week later, he gets a picture back from the Rhode Island Police Department, a picture of handcuffs. I miss being downtown for years. For 14 years, we were down in the old Cargill Bank building. I love going to Shaw Stationery. One day I'm in there, and Karen, he says to me, he's looking at fountain pens, and he goes, "I'm buying Karen a surprise birthday gift." I said, "Is it going to be a surprise?" He goes, "Yeah, she's expecting a Mercedes." I don't think one man and one woman have done so much for Northeast Connecticut as Karen and Gary O. Over the lives of many and for decades, and their kindness and hard work know no limits. Northeast Connecticut owes you the giant IOU. And so, I know Gary's very religious, so I want to put this in. So, there's tough things and tough times all around the world, and God is busy. So in the meantime, while he can't be here, he sent us Gary and Karen. And yes, Gary, you had us at hello. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gary. We love you.
Well, you know, I can't read now. I got tears coming down my eyes. If any of you don't know, WINY is on the World Wide Web.